instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8221. 904-664-8221. That's 904-664-8221.
When I started in 98, it was a different mentality for first responders.
I've seen a lot of people struggle after retirement, still fighting the same demons that they had on the job.
The ability to reach out to a peer support program is huge.
I've done your job. I know the burden you carry. You've saved other people. Let us save you at this time.
It only takes a couple seconds to dial 3 numbers.
First responders, call 211 or visit stayfitforduty.org.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The last 2 spots in the NBA playoffs to be settled tonight. The Bulls and Heat play in Miami for the 8th seed in the East. The Kings and Pelicans for the 8th seed in the West. Both games here on ESPN Radio starting at 6:30 Eastern. The first game also on ESPN TV. The playoffs open tomorrow. Game 1 for the Sixers and Knicks in New York. What will Philly get from Joel Embiid? ESPN's Brian Windhorst.
I'm expecting him to play well. I have no idea whether he can stay healthy because I think he's gotten injured in playoff series 3 times in his career, including last season. There's no way you can count on his health. But I'm expecting him to be excellent tomorrow. I'm expecting the Sixers to be very formidable.
Brian Windhorst on Carlin versus Joe. Duke freshman forward Sean Stewart will enter the transfer portal. He's the 7th Blue Devils player looking for a transfer this offseason. The NCAA announces penalties for Arizona State football from violations when Herm Edwards was the head coach. The school gets 4 years of probation, reduced scholarships, and recruiting restrictions.
As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live, U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
What's up, brother? How's it going? It's an actual Friday edition of a Friday show on a Friday. The Aaron Schachter Show. Welcome. Welcome. What a 24 hours it's been. What a ride. As we hit the air yesterday, Brian. By the way, Brian Middleton behind the glass. Forgot to introduce you. It's very important. When we hit the air yesterday, Trent, Baalke, Doug Peterson took their seats at their table, and they gave a 33-minute press conference. That's a long time now for people to watch. Some did. Most didn't. And that's why we're here, man. We're here to summarize the whole thing for you. I got a ton of cuts I want to roll through here. I think it'll lead to a little bit of debate. A couple of big headlines from the press conference. We'll get to those in a second. Also happening today, we've got Jaden Daniels smoke. That seems like fire. There is possibly some issue between Jaden Daniels and Washington. And that could shake up the top of the draft for real. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Brian, you brought an interesting story to me about a baseball player who was up in the major leagues for a cup of coffee with the Braves back in like 1980, who just needs one more day of professional service to get his pension. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's a petition online for it right now. And then if we have time, we will talk a little bit about drafting for need versus drafting for value. Because I think for the Jaguars and maybe for a couple of other AFC South teams, mainly the Colts and the Titans, because the Texans aren't picking in the first round, I think those answers are a little bit different for each team. Maybe not the Titans, but certainly the Colts and the Jaguars. So we'll discuss that. Also, we'll be joined by one very newsworthy Michelle Thibodeau. I don't know how else I would describe her besides newsworthy. From down the hall at WOKV, she'll join us for the Friday Staple, a Brian Middleton production, Survey Says. That's coming up a little bit later today. Hope you're prepared for that, Brian. Not sure that you have. That being said, I want to jump into this press conference. Wild things happened at this press conference. Let me lead off with maybe, first and foremost, the most ridiculously amazing thing that happened. Did you hear that Trent Baalke ripped one during the press conference? This, I don't think, is speculation.
What?
No, I don't think this is speculation.
Okay.
I think this is actual fact, real deal stuff. Now, had I just played the audio, the enhanced audio, where I isolated the noise, and then I did that supercomputer thing, enhance, you'd hear this sound and you'd go, oh, Aaron's just playing games. Aaron's just playing games. That's not real. That's not real.
That's kind of fast. I was about to say, turn.
It is kind of fast. Not real. But listen to the clip in context, Brian.
We're not there yet. You know, we still got a couple of days going through. Coach and I haven't sat down and gone through the final board yet. We'll do that on Monday. But we like how it's shaping up, but we still got some work to do.
Listen.
Ain't no way, man.
I wouldn't have believed it. Had I seen it on Twitter, I would have said, someone put that audio in there. You can't believe anything anymore. But I'm telling you, I watched that on the Jaguars YouTube channel. And this man, this polite masterclass general manager,
wow,
excused himself as it happened. He gave himself up. He confessed. Excuse me. If that's you, tell the truth. If you're giving the press conference and you're holding on with your ab muscles for dear life, and it feels like someone's stabbing you in the back, you got to let it go. Are you claiming responsibility? Are you saying, excuse me?
Oh, no. I'm playing it off to the end.
Not only am I playing it off.
To the very end.
Not only am I playing it off, but if it's a dangerous one where you're at risk of being found out, I'm turning to Doug and going, what did you eat for lunch, man?
There you go. I'm blaming.
Yeah.
I'm blaming.
Yeah, Doug becomes the house dog at that point. What did you eat for lunch, Doug?
Have you ever had that scenario where you thought it was going to be an easy, silent, like, hey, man, no one will ever suspect, and sound comes out?
Like that?
Just like that? Have you had that
Constantly.
situation?
Listen to me, man. Listen to me. And I apologize to those who are in here for the Jaguars conversation. But in my house, we have a hard and fast rule. When it comes to the adults, mom and dad, me and my wife, there is no shared space where it's okay that we're doing this in front of each other. Not allowed.
I love the way you run your house,
Not
man.
allowed. Now, if it's just me and my kids, oh, boy, is it dangerous in there. It's dangerous. But if the wife's around,
right,
or if I'm around, it's not happening. That's the rule. Now, I happen to have broken this rule by accident a few times. I apologize to my wife. I've accused her of breaking the rule. I actually don't know if she ever has. It's kind of the reason
that's wild.
It's kind of the reason we still love each other.
You smell something and you knew it wasn't you, and you were like, hey.
It's usually not a smell. It's a sound. Like any sound. She's getting up from a chair. She's grabbing a leather jacket. Any sound. I'm like, was that you? Are you doing something right now?
That's good.
Now, she's actually caught me in the act multiple times, unfortunately for me. But Trent, this man has newfound respect from me. The fact that he's giving a serious answer and then he excuses himself. He's like, I'm not scared what happens next. I'm not scared of the Aaron Schachter show talking about this for 15 minutes. I'm not scared of the Jacksonville media tweeting about it or the national media. This man is brave. I don't care what you think about his wide receiver drafting prowess. I don't care what you think about his affinity for sixth rounders. This man is courageous. This man is a shining light, a beacon, a freedom, flatulent freedom for the rest of us.
Put it on a T-shirt. Stamp it right now. Flatulent freedom.
A beacon of flatulent freedom. Brian, what if I told you the whole press conference kicked off with a bad question? Would you believe it?
Just tell me what the music bed is. I'm so excited for the bad question.
We're almost there at the music bed. Today we brought the audio of the bad question. So.
Was the voice recognizable?
I didn't think so. Maybe you'll recognize it.
Okay.
There might be someone at another radio station who gets mad, or someone at one of those newspapers who gets mad. But first question of the press conference, and you light them up with this one.
In terms of the draft, obviously, most of the times you want to have players that you project maybe in a couple of years they're going to be starters or whatever it may be. How important is it this year with the way you guys have your roster shaped to draft guys that can come in and contribute immediately?
Let me cut down on the words he used, Brian, because I know you fell asleep halfway through the question.
Email me when you get there, my boy.
The question, shorthanded, sounds like this. How important is it to draft good players? That's what he asked him. He's like, based on the way the roster is constructed in previous years, developmental, how important is it for you guys to draft good football players? How important? I don't know. I'm waiting. What, do you think there's an answer?
I imagine there was an initial answer that popped into Doug and Trent's head, and then they stopped themselves because they realized that they're on camera and being recorded, and then gave them some type of answer he could write down.
This is why this man is a saint, because he actually answers this question.
Okay.
But he starts off the answer with, I don't have the answer. I didn't want to waste my time with it. He starts off the answer with, yeah, no, this is what you do in the draft. You want to draft good players. Like, yes. What is the possible story behind that question? Jacksonville taking an interesting draft strategy this year. The plan is to draft only bums.
Didn't even scout them.
Where are you going with this nonsense? All right. Can we get back to the real football stuff now that I got those two out of the way?
Okay.
Big headlines from the press conference, aside from Trent just being flatulently courageous. Trent talked about moving up to 12 or 13 numerous times. So much so that he sounds like a bad liar trying to convince others of a lie. You ever see somebody who like throws out the random statement or fact 4 or 5 times in the same conversation? You're like, man, they really want me to think this thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are really, really selling this specific thing to me over and over and over again. This is what Trent was doing, talking about having the stock to move up in the draft, and then he casually throw in numbers 12 and 13 as the pick he was looking to get to. And I do think that was purposeful. And we'll get to a question that has to do with that in a little bit. But let's start off with a question everybody asks almost every draft year. Trent, when you're on the clock, are you going biggest need or are you going BPA, best player available? Are you taking the most talented guy or the most talented guy at the hole on the roster?
Well, most of the time, there isn't that big a separation between a need and another position, right? So when in doubt, you're going to take the need if it's close. Obviously, if there's a great distance between the two, you got to weigh that out. And usually what we've done in the past is stick with the formula, take the best player available. Now, again, if it's close, we're going to take the higher need.
I don't think he said anything there, do you?
Circle talk.
It's a little bit of circle talk.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm kind of tired of the circle talk when it comes to Trent, if I'm being honest. Now, I realize he can't talk about his draft plans, but he can talk about his own tendency, what he likes and doesn't like. He's not giving anything up. It's not like nobody's looked at what he's done over the years.
Right.
You just say what you say. How about this? Does it complicate things when you have such a strong position group in your draft class? Specifically in this draft class, Brian, 3 position groups have been called above average strong. The quarterbacks, where you might have 5 taken in the first round, if not 6. The cornerbacks, where Trent Baalke says there's like 30 corners that could be drafted. And the wide receivers, who we've done nothing but talk about for the last month. And so I actually like this question. Does it complicate things when you have a strong position group? Because quite frankly, if you've got guys that are separated significantly I think it's easier for you to go, yeah, we could take him in the first. Yeah, we could take him in the third. Yeah, we could take him in the sixth. But when you got like 7 or 8 guys so close to each other, I think it does become harder to figure out where you're going to try and grab these guys without worrying that other teams are in for the position as well.
Yeah.
Here's what Trent said.
It's more comforting to know there's depth at a position where you have a need, because it gives you multiple opportunities within different levels of the draft.
That's an anxiety answer, by the way. It's more comfortable to know you've got depth, a.k.a. because if we swing and miss, or if we're trying to land an opportunity at a number that then doesn't exist when we get there, we can circle back around and do something about it.
You know, and sometimes you're splitting hairs. And sometimes the guy that you got a little more value to doesn't play up to, or doesn't play as well as the guy you got right behind him. So, you know, there's a little luck involved as well. But we feel good about where the board's at now. We feel good about where our needs lie and what the board's shaping up to look like. So, you know, now we just got to wait and play it out.
Waiting on the board. That's a lot of what this press conference was. Trent, a couple of times, was like, look, we have plan A, plan B, plan C. We've been working on this thing almost a year, but we're really not going to know anything until we get to the draft. We're really, really not going to know anything until like the 10th pick. Interesting to hear him say that.
Before you go to the next, let me ask your opinion. Going back to not this past response, but the one before, when he was talking about basically taking the greatest need over best player, depending on how wide that gap is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the greatest need is for the Jags going into this draft?
I would call it cornerback for this reason alone. 2 years ago, you did this without Calvin Ridley. So you know what it kind of looks like. It might even look a little bit better based on your offensive line upgrades you've made. It might even look a little bit better with a couple of years in the playbook for Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram. So I have more confidence in the wide receiver group without a significant upgrade than I have in the cornerback group without a significant upgrade. We saw it from Tyson Campbell 2 years ago. We didn't see it last year. We know Darby and Savage have a history. We've seen them on tape. We know what they're capable of. We don't know what they're bringing to the table this season. I got full faith in Cisco. So I think the biggest need is solidifying the secondary. I do. Is that what you were?
Well, I know yesterday we were talking about potentially from that Nick Wright draft, mock draft, where it was Jared Verse, and then we had a
few more people
Brian
talking
Thomas
about
Jr.
that today.
and then Arnold as well. And out of those three, who would I take? And you answered it as well. But if I'm thinking about bigger need, even though I was going with Arnold anyway, I was like, yeah, I think I would do that. And I understand why Jared Verse is why an edge rusher. Verse for that mock draft, but an edge rusher in general would
not
be
just
a
an
luxury.
edge, but a great run-stopping edge.
Yeah, it would be a luxury. But could that luxury, the space between how good of a luxury that player was, whoever that may be, versus the player who would be good for a need, be so wide, that gap so wide that you still go with that luxury? Because overall, it would be a net positive.
I'll also say this. Let's take 3 guys. Terry and Arnold, or you could use Quinion Mitchell, whatever. Terry and Arnold, Jared Verse, Brian Thomas Jr. I think all 3 of those guys are impact players this next season. Now, maybe some develop more quickly than others. By position, you usually don't see edge rushers come out of the gate from the draft, lighting the world on fire. Sometimes it takes wide receivers a little time as well. But I do think all 3 of those guys are impact players this season. So when Trent starts talking about splitting hairs, I understand what he's saying, because it's not like you're comparing Terry and Arnold to Quinion Mitchell at that point. You know which one of those guys you like. You're comparing Terry and Arnold to Brian Thomas Jr., and it's not apples to apples. It becomes kind of hard to decipher the pros and cons of what you expect back in return. And as much as you know about this Jaguars team, there is a lot of unknowns still, which is kind of weird. But one of the unknowns, Brian, is the fact that Jags are drafted at spot 17. This is not a spot they've drafted in before, I don't think. Now, quite frankly, for a lot of the franchise's history, they've been in the top half of that draft. They've been towards the bottom as well. Last year, they picked almost at the very back of the round. Granted, they traded back twice, but still, they were down there. think 25 when it started. 17 is new to the guys. Does the philosophy change? Or does being at 17 allow you to cast a wider net? I actually agree with that point. Being at 17, does that allow you to go, all right, yeah, we do have a need at corner. Yeah, we like this guy. But at 17, there are people from the top 15 that may fall. There are also people from the bottom 15 who are rising up. So you're actually in an interesting spot here to watch the fluidity of the board. And I think that's why Trent consistently talks about how the board will fall. We'll get to Trent's view on what 17 looks like to him when we come back on the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. 904-362-9901 if you want to jump in. What would be your draft philosophy? If you were Trent and the boys, where are you going at 17? If all things work out optimally, and would you have the flatulent freedom, the courage, the braveness, the fortitude to cop to it in the press conference the way Trent did? Impressive stuff from Baalke. The masterclass continues. ESPN 690.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny. A pretty hot Friday today as temperatures reach near records around 90 degrees, dropping into the 60s tonight and a hot start to the weekend. Partly sunny tomorrow. Your Saturday high up to 91. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamond. April means it's buy one, get one on wedding bands, only at Beard's Diamonds.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
Jacksonville, Florida. AEW is coming home to restore the feeling. I am the feeling. For two huge events live from Daly's Place. All Elite Wrestling presents Dynamite on Wednesday, April 24th, and delivers a Saturday fight with Collision April 27th.
Let's get down to business.
AEW Dynamite Wednesday and Collision Saturday from Daly's Place in Jacksonville. Tickets on sale now at AEWTIX.com.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Jacksonville is the largest city in the contiguous U.S. in square miles. So when you have to cover breaking news over an area bigger than L.A., Phoenix, or Dallas, you need an advantage. Action News Jax, with a fleet of news-gathering drones to take you to breaking news live as it happens. And with more investigative reporters on the ground. In every local county, you're informed no matter where you live. Action News Jax. Local coverage you can count on.
Beard's Diamonds always drives the big diamond store crazy with their direct from the cutter best pricing. But this time of year, they get very agitated.
Did you hear that? What? Beard's is doing it again! The BOGO on wedding bands!
Diamonds. Yes, Beard's Diamonds' most popular sale is back.
All wedding bands are buy one, get one free.
Plus, all stackables, all right-hand rings, all eternity bands, and more are buy one, get one free.
Couples wait for this sale all year.
Choose from hundreds of the latest styles from famous designers at beardsdiamonds.com.
Or shop in person to see the largest collection of wedding bands in North Florida at the guaranteed lowest price.
Buy any wedding band and get the other band free.
Beard's Diamonds will never be beat on price.
Now you can go bigger and better with the band she's always dreamed of during Beard's Buy One, Get One sale, going on now.
Remember, don't buy anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to CleanOrigin.com. Founded by a leading family in the diamond industry for more than a century, we're experts in lab-grown diamonds because that's all we do. Clean Origin, the only diamond jewelers who give you a 100-day, no questions asked return on your purchase. Head to CleanOrigin.com or one of our retail stores and mention code Radio10 for 10% off your purchase. That's CleanOrigin.com, code Radio10.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Touch a Truck is back. Saturday, April 20th at the Brooks Family YMCA off Centurion Parkway from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come see fire trucks, police cars, school buses, and more. It's National Healthy Kids Day, so come out and get active. Get your free tickets and more info at ESPN690.com.
Hey, that reminds me, Touch a Truck tomorrow, Brooks Family YMCA. I'll be out there. I'll be having fun. You won't catch Brian out there.
No, sir.
You'll be jet setting tomorrow. But it's a fun day. Fun day for the family. Free. Bring them out to hang out with trucks, climb on these things, press all the buttons, get some ice cream. We had bounce houses last year. It was a really fun time. And if you got a family, you know it costs a lot of money to keep them busy, especially on a Saturday. It's beautiful out tomorrow. Horn-free hours at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Otherwise, we'll see you out at the Brooks Family YMCA. Let's hit the phones. I hear royalty is in the wings. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. King South Beach has entered the chat.
I thought you were going to change the name after yesterday.
Oh, I forgot the name. What was the name? It was something. Turn your mic off because I know you don't want to hurt his feelings. What was his name? You remember?
Yeah.
No, tell me with your mic off. Oh, okay. Now I remember. Sorry. It was Good Solid Take Brian who renamed him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Bathroom Gary.
What do I care what a peanut head has to say?
All right, peanut head is allowed. I got nervous there for a second. I always told Brian to hit the button.
His brain could find shelter in the shade of a snow pea.
Oh, that's the cool thing about Gary. He could be cursing this whole time. You really just have no idea. You really don't know. It's almost like listening to a song in a different language.
I like to bounce you around that house a little while, Schachter, for about 15 or 20 minutes.
That's fine. It's your show. You go ahead. What would you like to talk about?
Might do you some good. Well, this is Trent, Baalke, and you can pretty much bet that whoever I pick in the first round, the odds are it's going to be the wrong pick. Because I'm Trent Baalke, and that's what you Jags have to deal with. I'm just robbing money from Sean Khan, absolutely robbing the man. Blind. He's too dumb to understand and see it.
Is that your Trent Baalke impression?
Yeah, that's my Trent Baalke impression.
It sounds a lot like you. It sounds a lot like Gary.
I say that knowing the Jags and knowing Baalke, he's going to go either Terrion Arnold or
Quinion Mitchell?
Or Verse as his pick.
Oh, so you think it's Terrion Arnold or Jared Verse. Interesting.
Yes, he's going to go defensive line or cornerback.
Is there a reason you think he's staying away from wide receiver at 17?
Yeah, so then my Dolphins can get him at 21. That's why he's staying away.
Dumbest phone call ever. Why would Trent stay away from him, though? I understand this is what you want to happen, but You're just hoping this happens, is what you're saying.
Because he's not the brightest bulb, in the world, all right? He's not
no, totally. That's exactly how the saying goes. No. He's not the sharpest bulb in the bulb box.
I don't know any other team that would have given him a job as GM other than Jacksonville after the San Francisco debacle. What other team was willing to hire him?
Well, GMs don't really get a second shot, which is kind of interesting. Brent was the one who actually raised that point.
Got second shots.
It's fine.
Rick Spielman, there's been some few that have had second shots. Tannenbaum.
Yep.
There's been a few.
A few, sure. This is what I would have said had you not.
Where are you Jets going at 10?
No, that's fine.
Where are you Jets going at 10? Are they going with a tight end or what?
I don't think they will. I think they're going left tackle. Appreciate the call, Gary. I think they're going left tackle. I want them to go tight end. Everybody does. It's the sexy pick. But that's not what will happen. They'll go because they need the tackle. They've got 2 tackles who are over 33 years old. Both of them standout talents, but both have injury histories. I'm sure they go left tackle. Could we get back to the Jaguars, Brian Middleton? Let's do it. So we were talking about pick 17. It's uncharted territory for the Jaguars. Trent, how do you feel about 17?
We feel good about the group that's
Shocking.
there, at different positions, that we're focused in on a little bit. But you don't know what's going to happen.
Nope.
You really aren't going to know what we're going to do until maybe the 12th or 13th pick.
That's one of the first mentions right there. Very specifically, 12th or 13th pick. He laid it out there. Just put a little breadcrumb.
I feel like he's throwing people off the trail, man.
Little breadcrumb.
He's having fun.
He's like, if I could think of any pick you would need to see before you know what's going on, I would say the 12th or the 13th pick.
And then we'll look at the opportunity to potentially move up,
Talk about what? Huh?
If we get to 16 like we did last year and somebody calls and there's a chance to move back 1 or 2,
oh boy,
you just don't know. You're playing it on game day.
Now Trent's talking dirty to himself, is he not?
Yeah, that moving back,
stockpiling those 6th, 7th rounders. He likes that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Now you're teasing Trent with a good time.
Moving back. Who was talking about moving back, Trent?
Last year. He goes, last year we got to the pick before us, and it was like, hey, you mean I got the opportunity to move back twice? Oh, sign me up. All day. Forget it. I want in. We talked a lot about the guys who have come to the team in the offseason, Brian. Guys like Gabe Davis, Mitch Morse, Savage, Darby, Eric Armstead. All character guys. Good guys. Locker room, pristine.
But
you seem to not care too much about it.
No, it feels like you're leading up for a but.
Not necessarily. I'm just saying when we talked about it, you were like, yeah, but do we got guys who can play?
Yeah, well, listen, character is great. And honestly, I understand character probably helps with leadership and chemistry, and you need that at certain points in the season and probably big moments in the season. But if you got a couple of knuckleheads out there who are just all-stars.
Rasheed Mathis says every team has knuckleheads, even this one.
Sometimes you need them. Sometimes you need somebody who don't care, who don't understand why you do things a certain way. They just go through the person in front of them because they knucklehead. They don't care about CTE. They don't care about the rules for the most part. They just know that they have on a Jags jersey and the opposing team is trying to score on us or trying to stop us from scoring, and they do what they got to do in order for the Jags to succeed. That's, so if we got a couple of those guys on the team as well, I call it balance. It's like eating 8-piece fried chicken from Popeyes, but getting water.
I don't really
balance.
I like that analogy, first of all, and I don't really think you're wrong. I think it's the good character guys that keep the knuckleheads in check, right? Yeah. That's how it's supposed to work. But if the whole locker room is good character guys, you might be overloaded on some of those, and you may need some nasty dudes in there. Trent, how important is it evaluating character versus evaluating talent?
I think you look at this roster and you look at it since the coach and I have been together, the locker room's good. We place an emphasis on leadership. We're a young group. We focused on that, as we went into the offseason.
Makes a good point there. The stars are young. The guys you're relying on are all young dudes. It helps when you have good character guys in there for them. Especially in free agency, type of guys that we brought in here, guys from winning programs that
that are used to winning, that are used to leading and being a part of that championship run. And we're looking for players that have similar characteristics as we move forward.
It's funny. I talked about this the other day. I can't remember if I was talking to you off the air or on the air about this, but I mentioned there are sometimes I'll have been on the show and I'll be listening to someone talk and I'll be like, man, is there a whistle in the... Oh, that's me. I have a nose whistle and I'm breathing into the microphone.
Right.
I think Doug had a pretty significant nose whistle going during the press conference. Do you hear that in the background?
It's all kind of.
I think you look at this roster and you look at it since the coach and I have been together, the locker room's good.
A little bit.
We
Hold on.
Place an emphasis on leadership. We're a young group. We focused on that, as we went into the off season, especially in free agency, type of guys that we brought in here, guys that from winning programs that are used to winning, that are used to leading and being a part of that championship run. And we're looking for players that have similar character run. And we're looking for players that have similar character.
Someone's got to get him some saline or something.
Some Zyrtec.
Zyrtec. I bought a Navage recently. Man,
Navage.
Is that like a silly thing to be staring in the mirror watching yourself do? Oh my God.
I'm sure, yeah. What comes out is, yeah.
Well, it's gross, but you're expecting that. It's just humiliating to have these hoses up to your nose, throwing water out of your mouth, and it's weird.
These what up to your nose? Wow, my boy. I was unfamiliar with your game.
Little nose hoses.
Because I'm a fifth grader. That's why I find that funny. He said hose to his nose. Wow, okay.
When they were talking to Trevor Lawrence and Foye Lukin the other day, they asked him basically about the Texans, but they asked him about the AFC South. A lot of people were like, are you watching? Are you seeing what's happening in your own division? What do you think? Is it like a rubbernecking thing? Do you check it out from afar? Does it stress you out? I think the reporters asked a good question. This was actually a really good press conference for the media. I thought the gaggle did a decent job, with the exception of the leadoff and one other question. But this question I thought was pretty good. It's basically, do you take the changes that happened in your division into account heading into the draft? Now, here's why this is valid. A year ago, we heard the Jaguars wanted to be the best run-stopping defense in the South. They did so because Derrick Henry on Tennessee. They did so because JT at the Colts, really JT and Zach Moss on the Colts. And they did so because what they thought was going to be Dameon Pierce on the Texans. Ultimately, it ended up being Devin Singletary. I don't know, plug and play. The guy was rushing for 150 yards a game. I guess it didn't matter. So, yeah, the Jaguars thought they needed to be run stuffers. Well, now you got three quarterbacks outside of Jacksonville in this division that maybe you're kind of worried about. You got to be looking at Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and certainly C.J. Stroud and going, maybe we need a good secondary too. Or, maybe we need to focus on the pass rush. Do you take that into account going into the draft?
You're gonna pay close attention to your division, obviously, and see what's going on. And we saw, last year in the division, there were three brand new quarterbacks that were taken right in the division. So you pay close attention to that, and some of the free agent moves that were made even in this off season, right, and some of the things and the decisions that are and they're looking at us the same way, we have to construct the best roster for us and making sure that we have the best 11 offense, defense, and special teams on the field, right? I think, if you go in and saying, hey, we've got to stop the run, then we need run stoppers, right? If we got to defend the pass, then we need cover guys, or pass rushers. So you're going to take a look at all of that, but yet we have to focus internally too and make sure that we're putting the best guys for what we're doing, because schematically we're not the same, right? And we do things a little bit different. So building it that way as well. But do we pay attention? We sure do.
Circle talk or no?
I'd have to hear it again, but don't play it again. It fit the energy was circle talky, but I think that there was some substance there. But it did sound like a lot of cliches put together in a Doug Peterson
To me, it sounded like he was like, yeah, we're looking if they got good passers, maybe we need pass rushers. If they got good runners, we need run stuffers. But ultimately, we want to put the best team on the field. To me, you're not really saying anything. I guess you're answering the question, but I think the soul of the question comes down to, are you keeping up? Like, is your pace matching the pace of a team like the Texans? Maybe that's what should have been asked.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're keeping pace with the rest of the division? Or do you feel like some of these moves have passed you by? L'Jarius Sneed, no one's talking about it. Now, maybe it's because he went to the Titans. He's like one of the best young corners in the game. Now he's in the South. Just like that. Wild to me. What about Indy being 2 spots in front of Jacksonville? We actually talked about this a little bit yesterday, where it's only slightly dangerous because Indy pretty much has the same 2 important needs the Jaguars have. They need another corner, and they need a wide receiver. Now, last year, because you're not a Jets fan, maybe you don't remember, but Bill Belichick, in one of his last acts as a Patriots GM and head coach, traded with the Steelers the pick right before the Jets because he knew the Jets were going to take a tackle, needed one, and he traded to the Steelers who needed a tackle. They selected Broderick Jones. The Jets go on to pick a pass rusher who doesn't start, ranks 8th on the depth chart, and the draft fell apart. So you wonder, the Colts are picking 2 spots ahead of the Jaguars. Could they end up messing up the Jaguars' draft plans? This isn't Trent. I believe this is Doug, if not Doug first.
You know, it's something you can't control. I mean, it's just the way it falls. Every year it's different, you know, and like I said, you know, we're going to put the best roster together for 2024 and go play football.
Asked if he was nervous.
And that's all we can control. We can't control, you know, what happens above us. We can't control what happens behind us. Now, we can control ourselves, right? And as Trent alluded to, we can either move up, move back, whatever. But again, we're gonna pick players that can help us.
Again, maybe the question should have been, do you think there's an opportunity for Indy to spoil your draft? Because Doug wasn't answering the question, are you nervous? He was just like, I can only control what I can control. Okay, fine. But is it stressing you out? I think is the question.
Yeah.
And he didn't necessarily want to talk about that.
I mean, with all of these, it's going to be a dance. It's a kind of a dance between even if it's a good question, which, you know, questions you have to ask, or sometimes people come up with a question, you're just like, it's a great way to frame that. I just try to get an answer from them.
I guess my point is, it doesn't have to be a dance. Like, there are people at these press conferences, players, who aren't scared of what happens on the other side of a comment. Now, granted, there are dumb comments that ignite news stories, but then there are just guys who are candid at press conferences, and they do it without throwing people under the bus. They even acknowledge, well, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but, and then they go into it. Mitch Morse is one of these guys, notorious in Buffalo for being a very candid press conference, and then he comes here. We played his cuts. It was a candid press conference. It sounded raw, real, emotional. Gabe Davis, too. Like, I'm just saying they do it right. I'm not saying they're perfect. I'm not saying, you know, Doug and Trent are necessarily doing it wrong. But if we're talking a preference from me, I think we're wasting time making these dudes sit at a table so we can ask these questions. And it's just so that they can figure out how not to answer them.
The way that media is set up, and not just talking about traditional media, but just everybody having a platform, I think you just kind of got to do this, not just to protect yourself, but honestly to protect the team. And not to get too much in the weeds with this, but honestly, I think it's a dance on both sides. And when you do get a more candid answer from somebody like a Coach Peterson or Trent Baalke, that should be a feather in your cap. But you kind of know, again, what you're going to get from these guys, even from a solid question. That's not, hey, do you want to draft good players? When you ask a real question and you're just like, I'm really looking for your perspective on this, you know you're going to get about 75% of cliche or the obvious. And then in between there, what you like to do is dig in the details
you have
for
to,
the 25% that's kind of, you know, a bit more candid.
You're forced to, though, because that's what you're getting. Circle talk, 75% of the answer. So that you can't then take that at face value and go, well, this obviously must be it, because you know it's cliche. So you are forced to dig in the details. I am forced to sit here and go, well, he mentioned the 12th and 13th pick 14 times. What it means something. Either it means that's the smoke screen, or it means that's what he's interested in, and he's not very smart at hiding it. I doubt the latter is the case.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what is the case. That's the case. Today, tomorrow, and forever.
Now, see, that's about as candid as you can get.
That is.
Bodily functions happening where mics can pick it up and then acknowledging it. And look at you.
I
Look
gave
what
him
you're doing.
credit.
Look what you're doing.
No, I gave him credit. I
It is
called him
content for
brave.
us for the next 2 years.
I called
easily.
him courageous. I called him the grandfather of flatulence.
What'd you call it? Flatulent freedom?
A flatulent freedom. The fortitude. The courageousness.
Okay, all right.
Respect I have for this man. Hey, game recognized game, Brian Middleton. Game recognized game. We'll be back on the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. It's ESPN 690.
Touch a Truck is back Saturday morning, April 20th at the Brooks Family YMCA off Centurion Parkway. Come see fire trucks, police cars, school buses, the Ghostbuster Mobile, and more. It's National Healthy Kids Day, so come out and get active. 2 horn-free hours are available thanks to Arlington Toyota and Dogtopia. Sign up in advance for your free tickets at ESPN690.com. Touch a Truck is sponsored by Jack C. Wilson Roofing, Snyder Heating and Air, Duval Charter Schools, Flagler, and World's Greatest HVAC.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-803-5505 to speak to an expert. That's 800-803-5505.
Spring has sprung and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Small business owners are faced with an endless array of challenges, and security for today's business is right up there at the top of the list. You should know that in addition to top-notch security systems, SafeTouch Security offers smarter solutions for your business. SafeTouch provides 24/7 video surveillance and a whole lot more. Get video alerts from motion detection cameras, customized and controlled from the mobile app. And introducing SafeTouch's Business Activity Analytics, which helps optimize how your business runs. Monitor crowd gathering, traffic flow, queue monitoring, and that's just the start. SafeTouch isn't just a security company. They're more like a business partner helping to keep an eye on your business. Now that's peace of mind. Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses, and SafeTouch businesses are no different. Right now, SafeTouch Security is offering a once-a-year deal which can save you up to 50% on your commercial-grade security package. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Yeah, hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
The future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades. Regenerative medicine. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Surgery, steroids, drugs, these are no longer your best options, and that's a good thing. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. Check this out. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in his field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. All you have to do is get a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522, and Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach 904-274-5522.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Hanging out with you guys, talking Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson press conference. And, of course, the biggest headline to come out of the press conference wasn't Trent Baalke's flatulence. I know we've made a big deal out of it, Brian, but that wasn't it. Wasn't it? The biggest question out of the press conference came when they asked for an update on a contract extension. Now, you may remember the end of the season press conference Trent Baalke gave after the collapse. He was asked about Josh Allen's contract. Do you remember what Trent said about Josh's contract? He basically said, we haven't really talked yet, but we're getting to work on it. He actually said the work is underway, but we haven't talked to him.
Okay.
And that kind of blew up in his face. There was blowback there. Even if it
should be.
But
good.
But that may be the way it normally works. Like, we don't even know. But as a fan base, everyone got a little bit itchy. Like, what do you mean you haven't talked to the most important defensive player in franchise's history?
Oh, man, my neck. Yeah, that's a great description.
A lot of people got uncomfortable. Trent didn't make the same mistake twice. Here he is on how important it is to get Trevor's extension done before the start of 2024's regular season.
Yeah, we've had some great talks, some great conversations. I spoke with his agency again last night. You know, we're working, but you can't force this stuff. It's I said the same thing with Josh's situation. I said it would take some time. It did.
I mean, you said it after you said you hadn't talked to him.
But we were glad that it got completed when it did, so we could go into this offseason program knowing that that's behind us and we can move forward. So we're working at it. We'll continue to work at it. Ownership's involved, obviously. Coaches involved. We're going to put our best foot forward and hope to get something accomplished here.
Really?
Oh, my goodness.
Really?
Oh,
Stop
man.
it, Brian.
Nothing. You want to talk about saying nothing.
Are we listening to the same guy?
Whole lot of nothing from your boy.
This is a complete inverse 180.
What do you mean?
Absolute opposite from what we heard about Josh Allen.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Trent's like, I spoke to the agent last night. Everyone's involved. Shad Khan was there. Doug Peterson's third cousin was in the room. Like, everybody's involved. All hands on deck. Nobody worry about it.
You buying it like you're buying it with that kind of energy?
Yeah.
Because that could be true with not that kind of energy. I said it yesterday when we were talking about it. He got on the phone. One option is he got on the phone with Trevor's representatives just so that he could talk today
just
or
so
yesterday.
Could say it was getting done?
Yeah. I got on the phone at night. I waited till the sun went down. I was on the phone for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Got off the phone. We'll get to it when we get to it.
I just find it hard to believe. Like, it's one thing to say you don't think he's good at his job. There are people who are good and people who are not good. There are also circumstances that make you good or not good. Like, all that on its own, fine. I don't believe you get to be a general manager of a National Football League team by being a lazy procrastinator.
Did anybody say lazy or procrastinate?
Well, this is what you're describing with the waiting until the night before the press conference to do the homework. I think once he saw the aftermath of the Josh Allen statement, regardless of what he knew was going to happen, I think once he saw the aftermath, he was like, well, not going to make that mistake again.
Well, I don't know how much it may be that. And if that's the case, and that's the kind of energy like you were exuding about having everybody and their mom in the room for a talk, just to move it forward 1 inch, then I'm for it. But it also could be what we talked about earlier this week, where Trent has a way that he does things, from franchising guys and then dealing with it in a certain way. So he has a pace, whether you're a quarterback or you're a nearly league-leading edge rusher for, sacks in the season prior. He has a process, and he's going to go about that process, whether you're 16 or whether you're 41 or whether you're the long snapper who was like an all-pro or something like that. So, okay, we'll find out. We'll find out.
Do you think the owner was involved in the Josh Allen contract talks?
Involved how,
In the way that he's involved in the Trevor talks.
No. I mean, maybe, but not really.
No.
Okay, no, not the same level. No, not the same level.
Ain't happening.
Not going to hold on now. Shad better be on this email chain. If I'm Josh Allen, he at least better be on CC'd on this now. Don't do that
That's
now.
Hilarious.
The way you just said that. Don't do that.
Like, is there anyone named Khan in the CC line at all?
Not even Tony?
Am I just shouting into an empty hallway right here? No, I just don't think so.
What about Shere Khan? That's for my tailspin people.
I like that. How about Shaka Khan? For my
Is
80s
she
music
free?
lovers. Yeah.
She free right now?
She better be in the
Put
meeting.
it in there. I'm going to cut up.
Better be in the meeting.
Get Brent on the phone right now. I'm about to cut up. No cons on my CC.
No cons on the CC. Yeah, I just don't think so. Now, I think it was important to the franchise to lock up Josh Allen. I think it's important to Shad Khan overall, not just for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but for Khan's success in Jacksonville proper, in the city, his efforts to reshape downtown, his efforts to get the stadium paid for. All that is a little more significantly tied to Trevor Lawrence than it is to any other player on the franchise, regardless of how good they are on the field right now. I buy that. We'll take a break for the Sports Center very quickly, but lots more to do on the Aaron Schachter Show. If you want to join in, it's 904-362-9901. Michelle Thibodeau scheduled to join us next hour. I've also got a fun little quiz for you guys. I found a really weird list of things that were left in the back of Ubers, and I want to play a game before your game, after your game. We'll figure it out. You got to tell me whether these things were seen in the background of Travis Kelce's podcast videos or left in the back of Ubers. I think it's going to be a little tougher than you think. And then, of course, Survey Says coming up next hour as well. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, a Friday edition on a Friday. Who would have thunk it?
Ladies and gentlemen, experience the thrill of the Kentucky Derby at Best Bet. Saturday, May 4th, witness the most exciting 2 minutes in sports and dive into the action with live wagering. This could be your lucky day. Mark your calendars and join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine on May 4th for the ultimate Kentucky Derby experience. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial *invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Why settle for plain old vinyl? When the Fibrix window from Renewal by Andersen is twice as tough. It's also Energy Star's 2023 most energy efficient window. Right now, save $300 on every window and save $825 on all patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Restrictions apply. Minimum purchase of 3 units required for discount. Renewal by Andersen, a better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
The future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades. Regenerative medicine. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Surgery, steroids, drugs, these are no longer your best options, and that's a good thing. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. Check this out. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in his field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. All you have to do is get a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522, and Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach 904-274-5522.
Why Arlington Toyota? How about a huge selection of new vehicles in stock, on the ground, in one location? And every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time and miles. 60-day exchange program, you heard right, 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it for one you do. Plus, Arlington's credit helper to help you get financed. There's even complimentary car wash with every service, and so much more. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text AREA to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamond. April means it's buy one, get one on wedding bands, only at Beard's Diamond.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. 2 key players out for tonight's NBA play-in doubleheader. No Zion Williamson for the Pelicans, who host the Kings. No Jimmy Butler for the Heat, who host the Bulls. What can Miami do in Butler's absence? ESPN's Danny Green.
I'm going to need Jaime Jaquez step up, Patty Mills, where we've seen them do that in games previous in the regular season. DeLon Wright, Tyler Hero for sure, and Bam going to carry the load. But we're going to need that system and all those guys to step up in order for them to give them a chance in this one elimination game. But against Boston, I don't think they're going to overcome without Jimmy.
Danny Green, you can hear both play-in games on ESPN Radio starting at 6:30 Eastern. The Heat-Bulls game also on ESPN TV at 7 Eastern. According to ESPN Bet, the Celtics are the favorites to win the title at plus 145. The Nuggets aren't far behind, though, at plus 275. Colts tight end Drew Ogletree is taken off the commissioner's exempt list and working out with the team again. A judge in Indiana tossed out 2 felony domestic violence charges against Ogletree.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Monday, the NBA playoffs are underway. Plus, it's draft week, and I'll react to it all on my Upon Further Review at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Investigative journalism. It's the difference between the Action News Jack style of news and everyone else's.
I'm Ben Becker. This scam is targeting residents on the South Side.
We investigate so you're crystal clear how a story impacts you.
I'm Emily Turner. Look at the fine print because you're still getting billed.
Because our reporters don't just tell you what happened. We break down how it affects you and your neighborhood, which is why people are putting their trust in us. Action News Jacks at 5 and 6. It's local coverage you can count on.
The Fibrix window from Renewal by Andersen. 2023's most energy efficient window by Energy Star. Tough and stylish, it's as beautiful to look at as it is to look through. Right now, save $300 on every window and save $825 on all patio doors. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Restrictions apply. Minimum purchase of 3 units required for discount. Renewal by Andersen. A better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. It's a Friday edition of the Aaron Schachter Show on a Friday. Welcome to Friday. I don't know, Brian. They tell you in radio school if it's Friday, you got to say it 15 times.
Radio school.
You also got to do time checks. You got to 4:03 on a Friday, 3 minutes after 4, 57 minutes till 5 on a Friday.
Circle talk. A little bit.
Is that circle talk? How's this for circle talk? Adam Schefter was reporting on Jaden Daniels a week ago saying, hey, buy your Washington Commanders Jaden Daniels jersey now. It is a lock. A couple of days later, that sounded a little bit different. Just making sure my hotkeys are up, Brian. A couple of days later, that sounded a little bit different with this report from Schefter a few days ago.
It's tracking towards Jaden Daniels, which it has been, and the Commanders are going through it after this week when, again, I think it's a situation where, from the outset, Jaden Daniels had an interest in being other places. Ooh. Okay, what do the Commanders do about that? There have been plenty of players who have wanted to play elsewhere, and the teams don't care, and they just do what they do. Or if there's a team that wants him, i.e. a team that used to essentially have a coach that worked him in college, then they have to trade for him.
So there's a little breadcrumb right there. This is where the smoke began on Jaden Daniels to the Raiders, because I guess Antonio Pierce has a connection to Jaden through college. I think he worked him or tried to recruit him or something. But now there's all kinds of smoke that the Raiders are trying to trade up to the 3 spot or the 2 spot. And I'm not sure that the Raiders are able to get up to the 2 spot because since the report came out, now there are all kinds of stories about how Jaden Daniels no longer likes the Commanders. Jaden apparently is not looking to go to Washington.
Seemed to go over too well with the agent for Jaden Daniels.
He's actually, I'm sorry, this needs context. Schefter is reporting on the visit by the top 4 quarterbacks to Washington. I'm not sure if Caleb Williams was even there. It might have just been Jaden Daniels, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, and maybe 1 or 2 other guys. But the weird thing about the visit is that the Commanders made all these guys go at the same time. The Commanders insisted they all showed up at the same time, did group activities. This is unorthodox, unusual, atypical. And now the story comes out that the agent was not appreciative.
Seemed to go over too well with the agent for Jaden Daniels, Ron Butler, who sounded off on social media last night that he didn't seem particularly pleased with the process. I think Jaden Daniels thought it would be a visit with just him, meeting with the Commanders. Many people think that Jaden Daniels will wind up being the number 2 overall pick, but the Commanders essentially opened up the process.
Opening up that process. So now, if you're the Commanders, what you thought was going to be your franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 15, you're wondering if he even wants to be there. Does the guy we want to invest a 2nd overall pick in and ultimately pay 50-something million, 60-something million dollars a year, does he even want to be here? And there are lots of reasons to not want to be in Washington. New ownership, a new GM who's never been a football GM before, new head coach, who's never been a head coach before. Has Quinn been a head coach? Was he a head coach in Atlanta?
Yes. 28-3.
All right, never mind. He's been a head coach. Cliff Kingsbury, he comes with his scars as offensive coordinator. Bit of a failure out in Arizona. He had Caleb Williams last year. It didn't look great. Certainly not for Caleb's level. So there are reasons. And if you're Drake May, you're all too happy to see Jaden Daniels isn't excited about Washington. Because Drake May has been having draft stock fall lately. He used to be the consensus number 2, no doubt about it. Then suddenly Daniels jumped him. And now you're hearing some smoke that the Giants want McCarthy at 3. The Giants may try to trade up from 6 to 3 to get McCarthy. A little bit of a draft rumor there. So you wonder how Drake May feels about going to Washington. Is he excited, moving back up in the draft, taking back over that number 2 spot, or is it a little bit scary? I will tell you this. We have heard more smoke in this draft about trades than I think we ever have. Ever. Multiple teams in the top 10 talking about moving in or out. Multiple teams in the next 20 talking about moving up or down. I'm trying to remember to last year if we heard this much smoke about it. There was definitely talk, but this feels really intense. And I think it's just because you have so many quarterbacks who could be taken in the first round. You definitely have 3 at the top, if not 4, which seems to be the consensus. But you could have up to 6 with Michael Penix and Bo Nix. Just anytime you got quarterbacks hanging out there as a first-round pick, you're going to have quarterback-needy teams who may not be in position to get them. And so you do a little bit of the leapfrogging. But added to the mix this year is the fact that you have legitimate game-changing wide receivers at the top of the draft as well. Game changers, and quite frankly, game changers at tackle. Or at least ones who are scouted to be. You're hearing all kinds of stories that maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't the number 1 wide receiver off the board. Maybe Neighbors goes at number 3. Maybe Odunze goes early. Jaguars are rumored to be interested in Odunze. The Jets rumored to be trading up for Odunze. Multiple teams. So much draft smoke. But this latest about Jaden Daniels is one that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. Very much John Elway, very much Eli Manning. Jaden may be signaling to the Commanders not to take him in a way that everyone thought Caleb was doing to the Bears. That ended up being garbage. False reporting. He's more than happy to go to the Bears. He's literally not interviewing with anybody else. Now, it could just be because the Bears now have 87 all-pro receivers and are in line to take another. But whatever have you, that report, just smoke.
And also, Aaron, this rarely actually works. All this complaining, don't pick me, the reports are leaked out. Someone from the team is like, hey, maybe he doesn't want to be here. Maybe he has some other options that he would be happier at the start of his career. It rarely works. The last time I can remember this working is Eli Manning, like 73 years ago.
Is that 73 years ago, Brian?
When
How
he
disrespectful
was like,
can you be?
He was like, I don't want to be in San Diego. I'd rather be in New York.
No, he didn't say I'd rather. He said, if you pick me, I won't play.
Well, you know, it's nice in it up.
He said, if you pick me, you will need to trade me.
Yeah.
That's the same thing Elway said.
Again, another one that was successful like 34 years before that. So, you know, you can complain all you want.
But it's not like we hear complaints every year. It's not like guys are in the draft going, I don't want to go to this team, and we hear about it every year.
Well, we don't hear about it.
So I just don't think it happens that frequently.
Also, yes.
But I do think a player's got a little bit of leverage here. I say this to you all the time. You don't want to draft someone who goes to the press conference and goes, I mean, the team's all right, I guess. We'll see what happens. Like, you want a guy who's all in. More than excited to be here. I want to die a Jaguar. Just after a very long career.
And then a long life after that career.
You're right.
Okay,
and then you're right. And then a long life after that.
That 14 years would probably be like 35, 36. I think they'd want to live. Maybe a little bit longer. Maybe not. I don't know.
Nah, I think they would. I think they'd want to live just a little bit longer. You're probably right about that. And with that, I'd like to welcome a special guest into the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, Queen of the Newsroom, Michelle Thibodeau.
Oh, I like that.
That's a new name we just thought of right here. And by we, I mean me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Michelle, you do the Lord's work over at WOKV, don't you?
Something like that.
Reporting on all the news.
That's right.
You'd think because it's a Friday, we wouldn't have much to talk about on the news, but you guys have been pretty busy today. But that's not why I brought you in here,
Okay.
Michelle. I brought you in here for a little bit of fun today. First of all, it's Friday.
Yep.
So I would love to play Survey Says. Now, I know last time you didn't feel very comfortable in the game. I think we tied.
I think we did tie. I don't know why. I think I should have won. I like a multiple choice a little bit better. It's hard having to
Well, if I'm being candid, Brian wasn't exactly completely prepared today.
Whoa. That's what we doing?
Brian
Is
didn't
that
finish
what
his
we're doing?
homework today.
I had my wires crossed just a bit.
Oh, you had confusion?
Please continue, though.
I was.
Aaron Schachter of the Aaron Schachter Show.
Until you interrupted me.
Well, because you were shooting at me.
It was just weird
as you tend to do.
you were compounding your non-preparedness with rudeness.
Okay.
It was really off-putting to me, if you want to know.
My apologies. Please
Thank you.
continue.
All right, I appreciate that. I forgive you. I thought this story was interesting, and I wanted to get your take on this, Michelle.
Okay.
Because I know you're a big Swiftie. New double album out today. In case you don't know, guys, new Taylor album out. Better get on it. Make sure it's Taylor's version. You don't want to make her or the other Swifties mad. But I saw this list of stuff that was left in the back of Ubers over the last year. It was pretty interesting. And then unrelated, I saw a piece about things in the background of the New Heights podcast, which is Travis and Jason Kelsey's podcast.
Yep. I like it.
So I thought, some of these are kind of interchangeable. And I wanted to test you.
Okay.
So what we're going to do here is I'm going to give you 10 different things, one by one.
Okay.
You're going to tell me whether you think this was seen in the background of the New Heights podcast or whether this was accidentally left in the backseat of an Uber in the last year.
All right, I'm ready.
I do think we need to put something on the line.
Oh, no.
I'm into, incentivizing. Incentives.
Okay.
Well, let's find out what you're comfortable with. How big's that bank account these days? You want to throw some money out there or what?
No, it's very slim. It's a slim one.
Nah, I don't buy that at all. You're on the radio.
That's right. We're just rolling in dough.
On the radio here in Jacksonville.
That's right.
Got to be rolling in it.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? If I win, meaning that, how do I win this? You need to score a certain amount.
Okay.
Out of 10, what do you think is an acceptable amount to get wrong?
5.
Okay. You need to get more than half.
Okay.
If you get more than half, I will Uber Eats to your house.
Ooh.
The dinner of your choosing.
All right. Let's do it. I'm ready.
If you get less than half.
Does Capital Grill do Uber Eats?
They do.
Ooh.
If you get less than half.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want to give you my address. You're going to have to get Brian some food. You're going to have to give Brian some food.
I get Brian food all the time.
Then it won't be foreign to you.
Okay, you're right. All right.
Well, then
it's fine.
I don't want to do something.
I like it. No, I like that.
I don't
no,
want to do
that's good.
something you do every day.
I don't do it every day.
I want to make it more special than an everyday thing.
Does Capital Grill count for? Okay.
Uh-uh.
All right.
You don't want to go Capital
Now when it's
Grill?
my dime.
Fair enough. All right, you ready to go?
Let's go.
Here we go.
All right.
Item number 1, was this seen in the background of the New Heights podcast, or was this accidentally left in the back of an Uber in the last year? A ceramic cat.
Podcast.
All right. You say the cat was in the background of the podcast.
Yes.
Write that down. All right. Item number 2, a jar of oysters.
Uber.
All right. So the cat is on the pod.
We don't get to find this out right away.
We're going to do all 10.
No
the oysters in the Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, a candle with the words on it that say, "See you in court."
Ooh. Uber.
Uber. Number 4, a Taylor Swift autograph framed.
I mean, this obviously should be podcast.
There is no obvious here.
Okay. I'm just going to say
I mean, no. You know what? I'm gonna say Uber because I think it should be podcast.
All right, just a heads up. Right now, you're violating a Brian and also a Kuzart rule. You've got 3 Ubers in a row.
All right.
Just saying. Number 5.
Okay. Really? All right.
You said podcast for the cat,
Yep.
Uber for the oyster,
All
Uber
right.
for the candle,
Okay.
Uber for Taylor Swift's
All right.
autograph.
Okay.
Number 5.
Mhm.
Should have been at Trent Baalke's press conference. A fart sensor.
Podcast.
Number 6. A big foam sign that says #best day ever.
Podcast.
Interesting. Number 7. A literal fake butt.
Uber.
Number 8. A cardboard cutout of a giant panda.
Uber.
Wow. Number 9. A street sign that reads, "She's drunk." Travis Kelce's podcast background or an Uber in the last year?
But see, there's 2 backgrounds on the podcast because then if you go to Jason, you have one background. If you go to Travis, you have another background.
Both would count.
All right. I'm going to say podcast. This is hard. I really have nothing to base this on, but it's just whatever's coming out of my mouth. All right, keep going.
Number 10, a WWE Championship belt.
Podcast.
Okay. So just to recap.
I'm scared.
Here are the items you thought were seen on Travis Kelce's podcast. A ceramic cat. A fart sensor. A best day ever sign. A street sign that says she's drunk. And a championship belt. Here are the things you thought were left in the back of an Uber. An entire jar of oysters.
It could happen.
A candle that says, "See you in court." Was he on the way to court when he left it on the Uber? I don't know.
Or maybe she was.
Taylor Swift autograph frame. Do you think there's a little psychological game happening here?
Yep.
You went Uber there.
Yep.
Number 7, a fake butt. Number 8, a cardboard cutout panda.
I probably got them all wrong.
This is so. Capitol Grill's phone number is what?
I don't know.
Let me get this right here.
Here's the big mistake I made when we started this game. We figured out how you lose by getting less than half.
Mm-hmm.
We figured out how you win if you get more than half.
But what if you get half?
You got half.
What is the deal? You tied last week. Now you got half.
It's a push. It's 5.
Wow.
So who wins in a push? The house.
I guess the house wins.
That would be me.
No, you're not the house. You're the guest.
I am the house.
You're the guest of the house. Don't make me send you to Trent Baalke's press conference with no nose plugs. You are the guest of the house. You lose. The correct answer is every single one of these things I listed were found in the back of an Uber in the last year.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Tricky.
This was a trick game.
Uber released a list of 11 common things that riders left behind the most over the past year. The most common things are things like clothing, luggage, headphones, wallets. I mean, these are things we lose all over the place.
Right.
We just leave these things. But they also shared some of these weird things like I just read you. There were also other weird things I didn't read you. Like I could see a frontal hair toupee being left in an Uber. That's on this list. But a hot sauce jar and a bottle of hot sauce and a breathalyzer is kind of weird.
Ooh. See, you messed with me, though, because when I was on my roll and I said Uber, 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 you're like, oh, well, you got 3 Ubers in a row, trying to make me think that I was messing up somewhere. So you cheated.
I did try to trick you. That's not cheating.
It is kind of.
No, it's just trying to trick you. Tricking people isn't illegal.
See, I watch the podcast, and it's the same background every time. So I'm trying to think in my head because behind Jason is usually a bookcase because he's like in his basement
He's
or
in his
something like
house.
that. Yeah, but and then with Travis, it's the same background every time,
It's
and I
just
don't
a
remember
wall.
any of that
He
stuff.
sits at a wall, yeah.
Right. So there's like
Well,
something.
that was
in
my
the background.
thinking. That's why I thought it was okay, because if you watch the podcast like you are allegedly claiming,
I do.
you would see that there's really nothing behind Travis outside of like half a
I
picture
know,
frame.
but I'm thinking to myself, did I miss something?
You
Was
did.
there something on a bookshelf? Was there something I missed?
No,
'Cause
what you
got
missed were 5 of the questions.
I know. So
I do
so
think-
did you.
I do think I didn't miss anything.
Touche. Hold on.
I do think it's good preparation for the next segment where you will inevitably miss some more questions.
Survey says.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the audience's favorite game. A Brian Middleton production. Survey says on the way here at the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. If you want to get in on Survey Says, I dare you. Otherwise, you're listening to me and Michelle go at it again.
That would be fun. I hope somebody calls.
We'll be back in a minute. ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny. A pretty hot Friday today as temperatures reach near records around 90 degrees, dropping into the 60s tonight and a hot start to the weekend. Partly sunny tomorrow. Your Saturday high up to 91. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamond. April means it's buy one, get one on wedding bands, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Jacksonville, Florida. AEW is coming home to restore the feeling. I am the feeling. For two huge events live from Daly's Place. All Elite Wrestling presents Dynamite on Wednesday, April 24th, and delivers a Saturday fight with Collision April 27th.
Let's get down to business.
AEW Dynamite Wednesday and Collision Saturday from Daly's Place in Jacksonville. Tickets on sale now at AEWTIX.com.
The Fibrix window from Renewal by Andersen. 2023's most energy-efficient window by Energy Star. Tough and stylish. It's as beautiful to look at as it is to look through. Right now, save $300 on every window and save $825 on all patio doors. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Restrictions apply. Minimum purchase of 3 units required for discount. Renewal by Andersen. A better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Jacksonville is the largest city in the contiguous U.S. in square miles. So when you have to cover breaking news over an area bigger than L.A., Phoenix, or Dallas, you need an advantage. Action News Jax, with a fleet of news-gathering drones to take you to breaking news live as it happens. And with more investigative reporters on the ground in every local county, you're informed no matter where you live. Action News Jax, local coverage you can count on.
Meet Mike Lester.
Talent is not going to be the right choice for every single person out there, right? Because everybody is different. We do well when our clients do well. We're literally sitting on the same side of the table with them. We're in this together.
Yeah.
When you do well, I'll do well. Once we have that understanding, then we can come up with a plan that's designed to help you be successful in retirement.
Find out more at guardingyournestegg.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida license D056341.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain. You can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move when you're ready with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. One of our clients, Tyra, said, Mark Spain Real Estate was incredibly informative. Thanks to them, we closed in less than a month. With their guidance, the transaction was more seamless than we could ever have hoped for. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fan favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff.
like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. Now that we got the video feedback, I got to consider getting another camera in here so we can get Michelle on camera.
There we go.
That's my bad. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's good.
I promised you all the fame and fortune that comes along with being on the Aaron Schachter Show, and I'm not really delivering today. First, I tricked you. Tried to squeeze dinner out of you.
You did. You tricked me.
And I keep you off cam.
No, that's okay.
This really isn't good form by me.
It's all right.
Michelle was spilling the tea in the break, Brian.
Yeah, I heard
She was
it,
giving
man.
me all kinds of gossip.
Hey, man.
You want to hear what she said? I'll tell you.
Mike's hot. Let's go.
Let's go.
We want to be candid, right?
Just
Lead
making
by
her sweat a
example.
little bit. Just getting her ready for Survey Says.
Oh, Survey Says.
Oh! Come on.
We introing?
Here we go.
I was listening for cues.
Oh, sorry. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, a fan favorite, a Friday benchmark, the pinnacle of radio broadcasting, a Brian Middleton production of Survey Says.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer. All right, guys. Survey Says this is the second week in a row, man, when you guys are going to be attacking this gauntlet of questions.
So we had a tie. So it's like the rubber game.
Maybe, maybe not.
Tiebreaker.
Depends, right? Depends.
It does depend.
Well, okay. Do you guys need the explanations
I
at
would
all?
love it, please.
Really?
I don't need it. I'm good.
There we go. Thank you, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
That's it? You're leaving everyone out in the cold.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. There are people listening.
All the time, new listeners every day.
Here's the deal.
Just discovering this amazing broadcast.
I'm going to give each one of you a question based off of a survey that me and my team have performed.
Nice.
Okay? And you have to give me the top answer for that particular question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Pretty straightforward. If you get the answer right, make sure I got all my my stuff up. You'll hear this. If you get it wrong, Aaron.
I
that.
thought I was playing. If you get it wrong, maybe you hear Trent Baalke.
So, straightforward. Tell you what, Michelle, you went second last time. So I'll give you the option. Do you want to see your opponent go first again just to get warmed up, or do you want to take the first question on?
Pick? This is
You know what?
nonsense.
I'll go first.
Oh, see?
Of course.
A winner.
Of course.
A winner right there. That's the right answer. Okay, here we go.
Da-da-da-da-da.
We questioned 1 billion women.
Wow.
It was a lot of work.
Wow.
But there are more females than males on Earth. So
Do we know that there's? I guess there is. Yeah. Okay.
We questioned 1 billion women when it comes to arguing with your partner.
Good at this.
When was the last time you were wrong?
Never.
I mean,
Bro,
the quickness.
Zero hesitation whatsoever. If Thibodeau is in the pocket and she is getting the pass rush, she is not flinching for a heartbeat. It is out of her hands in less than 2.3 seconds.
You don't seem that argumentative, Michelle, but I mean, I'm sure you've had,
Didn't
multiple
you hear?
arguments.
There was no argument. She's right.
I don't have to argue. I just explain why I'm correct.
Okay, a resounding never. That is, that's whoa.
I don't even get to answer. Okay.
I didn't even need to say good answer because that was whoa.
By the way, you asked 1/3 of the women in the entire world.
And they all said,
yeah.
Huh? That wasn't oh boy, that's good. Okay, keep track of your points, but Michelle is
okay, I got one.
Busting your head wide
Sorry,
open right now.
A quarter.
Here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. That's right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Aaron Schachter. Besides golf and swimming. Besides golf and swimming, name the top physical activity that requires an immaculate stroke.
Besides
I know.
golfing and swimming.
Yeah.
Name the physical activity.
Top physical activity.
Top physical activity that requires an immaculate stroke.
It couldn't be a non-physical activity because then it wouldn't be really an activity. But go ahead. I know it. I'm ready to steal.
Wait, okay. Well, work through it out loud.
Just make sure you have the dump built up for the button just in case she gets a little wild over there.
Yeah, here we go.
I don't know what her answer is going to be.
Answer.
I didn't give an answer yet.
Good answer.
Whatever's about to be considered.
An immaculate stroke.
Yeah.
You said golfing. You said swimming.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with contract extension writing. Stroke of the pen. Immaculate.
Good answer.
Yeah. Good answer.
Not, no, it
Good
isn't.
answer.
Not really.
Good answer.
That's wow. Okay.
Good
Stroke
answer.
of the pen, huh?
Is that not it?
Stroke of the pen.
Survey says.
Michelle Thibodeau,
I got to
do you
hear
need
what
to
this
hear?
is. What do you know
You need
now?
to hear the question again.
You sounded so confident.
I'm ready to answer.
She sounded so confident.
All right, Michelle, what is your answer?
Tennis.
Oh, boo.
It's tennis. Wow. Aaron Schachter.
Capitol Grill.
Look at Michelle Thibodeau up 2-0 in the game.
Next up. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Is this her question again? She just stole.
Yeah, here we go.
What the?
We surveyed 100 people.
Okay.
Just regular folks.
Name the most popular sport. Most popular? Name the most popular sport outside of the United States of America.
Soccer.
Wow.
Good answer. Good answer.
Again, no hesitation right there. I mean,
no,
is
I'm
it?
smart. I know this
Are you
stuff.
giving her the easy questions?
I'm not giving her easy questions, man. You
that's a
literally
hard
had
question.
Are you
tennis.
cheating for Michelle
You
Thibodeau?
literally had Serena Williams. What's going on? That's what you could have said. Anyway, let's see. Soccer, solid. And the right answer, Aaron. My boy.
I want to quit so bad.
Now, last week you were
quit.
down.
Don't be a sore loser.
You were down because it tied up 3-3. And you were down 3-1.
That is true.
If you remember.
That's true. I did make the comeback.
So things can go left for
Do
Michelle
you
Thibodeau.
believe in miracles?
In real quick fashion.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Da-da-da.
Oh, boy. Aaron Schachter, we surveyed 100 gang members. Okay? What's
Because I need to know, were you asking them face to face? Is this right in
I
balance?
ain't no
How'd
snitch,
you-
man.
Okay.
Like, don't do that.
Okay.
You working for the fuzz? Is that what you doing?
Was that their answer after every time you asked them a question?
Hey, man, someone lift up Aaron's shirt. Make sure there ain't no wire under there, man. Why are you asking these questions like
Speak
that?
this question into my collar for a second.
We surveyed 100 gang members, okay? What's the most gangsta thing you've ever seen?
What is the most gangsta thing
That's pretty broad.
I've ever seen? That
Okay.
is a broad question.
All right, here we go. This is, you're right, Michelle. Here we go. Aaron, you've talked about it on the show today.
Ooh.
Now, I can't help you anymore.
Okay.
I literally helped you.
Well,
Get
look,
on the
all I
board.
could do is answer what's in my head.
Uh-huh.
Because I do think the cold... Oh,
Okay. Sorry. I just feel like it's going to be. No, work through it, Aaron.
Okay. I think the coldest, most gangsta thing that I've ever seen is the flatulent fortitude from Trent Baalke at the press conference to not only rip a fart mid-answer, but to excuse himself, to pause the answer for the media. Excuse me, guys, I know you're listening on every word I'm saying, but excuse me, I just farted up here in case you missed it.
Do you have that on tape?
I do.
I want to hear that.
Do you have headphones?
Yeah,
This is what it sounded like when he did it.
Okay.
We're not there yet. We still got a couple of days going through. Coach and I haven't sat down and gone through the final board yet. We'll do that on Monday. But we like how it's shaping up, but we still got some work to do.
Answer.
Good answer, Trent. Good answer to yourself.
OMG.
Can I just one more thing about this fart, and then I'll leave it alone. If you listen to, maybe I won't. If you listen to the clip, it kind of sounds like he takes a large inhale through the nose as he does it. Just listen.
We're not there yet. We still got a couple of days going through. Coach and I haven't sat down and go, excuse me.
Yeah.
Did you hear? You heard the inhale.
I did hear the inhale.
Now, I'm not claiming he's trying to figure out what's happening with his olfactory senses. I'm just saying it's interesting. Do the research. It's interesting that at the same time as he takes a deep inhale, the other side of him takes a deep exhale.
How did that even get? Because, I mean, when you're at a podium and you're talking like into a mic, it's at your mouth and then your butt is down. And how did that even, like, were there mics on the ground? Like, how
This
did
is a
that?
professional operation over at the Jacksonville Jaguars. They got good microphones over there.
Shah Khan's a billionaire.
Pretty sensitive mic there. Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
I don't even remember what your answer is, Aaron. I think it's right, though. Trent Putin.
Nice.
Trent farting.
Nice.
Flatulent. What is it? Flatulent.
The
flawlessness.
The flatulent fortitude.
Holy smokes, man.
The godfather of flatulence.
Aaron gets on the board. 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. Back over to Michelle. Michelle, you surveyed 100 parents.
Oh, okay.
100 parents.
All right.
Name the top dessert for kids in the U.S. of A.
Interesting.
Oh, gosh.
Top dessert for kids in the United States of America.
What are kids choosing?
Choosy kids choose Jif, or is that choosy moms?
Choosy moms choose Jif, but
you can say that. That's fine.
I mean, they like cookies. I mean, it's always cookies. They want cookies.
What?
I mean, they like everything that's sugar. It's hard to narrow that down. Ice cream. I'm going to go with ice cream.
Oh, late minute reversal.
Yep, I'm going with ice cream.
Now, Michelle, you were very, I'm talking about, I couldn't finish my statement without you answering the first 2 times. And this time, you've worked through it a little bit more. It seems like you have a bit more concern. Are you sure about ice cream? I mean, it's locked in now, so we're going to find out yes or no. But, like, is that, you're sure about that?
I mean...
You sure about that?
Y'all keep doing this to me. Y'all are playing mind games with me in here. Like him with this, like, oh, you got 3 Ubers in a row, and then you want to check. I mean, what if I'm not sure? I can't take it back now, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, what?
All right, go ahead.
My bad. Okay, let's see. Did I do this already? Good answer. Okay,
Good answer.
Michelle Thibodeau's, she said ice cream. Aaron Schachter, you're a parent, I think.
Yeah. Kids' favorite dessert
in the U.S.
In the U.S.
I know you guys are cultured and you understand other countries as well. I don't.
I don't.
And she said ice cream.
She said ice cream.
We're going with cookies then. I hate this answer.
Good answer.
I hate
Good
it.
Yeah,
Bad answer.
It's a bad answer.
Bad answer.
It's cake.
Cool.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, cake. Yeah, okay.
I mean, could have been donuts. Could have been. They eat everything that's sugar filled.
You sound like you're upset with the kids about eating this.
Yeah, she
Michelle.
really does, actually. Sounds like she's mad at you.
Narrow that
Oh,
down.
boy. Aaron Schachter,
That's
here
me.
we go.
Here we go.
We surveyed 100 people, and we told them to finish this statement. Taylor Swift is to breakup songs as Duke basketball players are to what?
Does Taylor Swift write breakup songs?
Yes, that's all she does, right? I mean,
That's
I'm
not
not a
all she does,
Swiftie.
right?
I don't even know. Like, I only know like 2 songs. Yeah.
Because,
that's
oh
what
my
she-
God, yeah, she released 36 songs last night, but I'm not a Swiftie.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I just read it on the wires. Like, I don't like. No.
Brian, give me it one more time.
Yeah, okay, here we go. We surveyed 100 people and asked them to finish this statement. Taylor Swift is the breakup songs as Duke basketball players are to
The
what?
transfer portal.
The transfer portal.
Good answer.
That is a good answer.
Good answer.
55 players off of the starting roster on Duke are in the transfer portal right
That's a
now.
lot of players.
Transfer portal?
Nice.
Oh,
he's
no.
catching up.
Nice.
3-2.
Yeah, that's the story today. Everyone's jumping off of that Duke ship.
3-2. Oh, no. Okay.
All right.
Michelle Thibodeau, secure your win right here.
I'm trying.
Lock it up.
Banana pudding. I got 2 words for you, so just keep that in mind.
Is that a threat?
Yeah, could be. I don't
She's
know.
trying to tell me
air?
this is what I'm buying her,
Holy
banana
smokes.
pudding.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. We surveyed 100 people.
Brian is struggling, huh?
Name something that you like to ride.
Horses. Roller coasters. I don't know. I don't ride anything.
Give me the top. Think
Pause.
about it. Think about this. Okay? Just give me what the top answer when you look around the streets, around college campuses, around your neighborhood, maybe in the gym.
A bicycle.
Good answer. Good answer.
Let's get it on here, bike. 4-2 right now. Aaron Schachter, I can give you one. But
like a free one?
No,
but
it's over.
Yeah, it's about over. Do you want to hear it? You won.
You won.
Hey.
Way to go, Michelle. Way to go.
Great job.
Was that fun? It really wasn't fun for me.
Oh boy.
I'd like to win.
I like that one. That was fun. I liked it. Yay!
All right. One person liked it.
Do I get some of the Capital Grill that Aaron's going to buy you?
No, well, that was about the Kelsey Uber thing. I didn't say anything about Survey Says.
Because he knew I wasn't going to win because all the answers were rigged. He already said they
it
were
was a
all
trick.
on Uber, so I was never going to win that anyway.
I tricked her.
He did.
Yeah.
He cheated.
Well, there was no rule against it. I was just mischievous.
Okay, he was extremely mischievous.
There it is. Dastardly even.
Now I want Capital Grill. It's all in my mouth and everything, so I can think about.
Hey, look, we're going to find out tomorrow. Michelle Thibodeau is getting paid endorsements by the Capital Grill. We didn't even know about it.
Ooh.
Michelle's out here making some free food.
Please help me jump on to the Capital Grill endorsement.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
I hear.
Just making sure. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, giving out free commercials to everybody. 904-362-9901. Still a little time for you guys to get in on this mess. Not sure why you'd want to, though. Back with more on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 wants to pay your bills. We have 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000. All you have to do is enter the correct keyword at ESPN690.com to be eligible to win.
This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply.
ESPN 690 Pays Your Bills is presented by Underwood Jewelers. 3 Jacksonville locations in San Marco, Ponte Vedra Beach, and Avondale. Weekdays at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 5 p.m. Tune in to win from ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
The future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics. QC is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades. Regenerative medicine. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Surgery, steroids, drugs, these are no longer your best options, and that's a good thing. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. Check this out. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in his field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you relief with a needle, not a knife. All you have to do is get a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522, and Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach 904-274-5522.
Spring has sprung and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Are you passionate about addressing health disparities in our community? Raise funds for life-saving research and inspire change for the chance to be named the American Heart Association's First Coast Leaders of Impact winner. Contact AHA First Coast at heart.org to nominate yourself or a local changemaker.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Touch a Truck is back. Saturday, April 20th at the Brooks Family YMCA off Centurion Parkway from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come see fire trucks, police cars, school buses, and more. It's National Healthy Kids Day, so come out and get active. Get your free tickets and more info at ESPN690.com.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show with you guys for another 6 or 7 minutes or so. Big weekend this weekend. Touch a Truck going down to the Brooks Family YMCA tomorrow. We'll start very early at 8 a.m. It's a horn-free couple of hours, 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then for the rest of the day until 1 o'clock, it's going to be all kinds of fun and noise and sirens and blaring stuff. You bring the kids down there, they climb all over all the trucks. It's not really for like 16-year-olds, although they're more than welcome to come. It's for the littles. And any parent knows when you got a little or multiple littles, it costs money to keep them entertained. So tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day out of the Brooks Family YMCA. Come down, hang out with us. You can find details at ESPN690.com. It's free to attend, but I do believe you need to RSVP or sign up for your free tickets. And you can do so at the website, ESPN690.com. Michelle, previously on the show, Brian was talking to me about my wife, who, by the way, Brian, can you check the listener list? Can you see if she's listening right now?
Say, that's a wild opening line. Yeah, I don't see her on right now.
All right, so I can talk about her. Okay. I told Brian that I don't like to date. I don't like to go on dates with her. And this has been a bone of contention. This is something she's not very happy about, as you would expect. I love her very much. She's very important to me. But, man, is it hard to bring myself to go on dates. So I finally, guys, I booked us a date tonight.
Look at you.
Ooh.
Hey, man. I'm
booked
proud
us
of
a
you.
date, and I think just the act of me booking it and telling her I did it was like half of the sparkle for her.
Yeah, it is.
Like she's all lit up about it.
Yeah, it is, my
Even
boy.
though it's not like the most romantic date at all.
Well,
it's just a fun thing for us to do together. We're going to a movie, but like she used to like horror movies. And I kind of hate horror movies.
I love horror movies.
It just seems silly to me. Whatever. But there's a new horror movie out today. It's called Abigail. And it seems like a cheesy, fun, campy horror movie. Where this little teenage, preteen girl is a vampire. And her dad tricks all these contestants to a game to sleep in the house for the night. And if you make it, you win a couple of $1 million or whatever. But she just ends up, I think, trying to eat everybody.
Wow.
And they do a lot of like jump scares, stuff like that. So I'm taking her to the movies tonight. We're going to dinner beforehand.
Okay.
And she's all kinds of excited about it.
Where are you taking her to dinner?
It's a good question.
You don't know yet?
I don't.
It's Friday night.
But no, it's not a dress-up dinner. That's for sure. We ain't doing that.
Well, there is really no dress-up dinner in Jacksonville.
Sure there is. What are you talking about? You're just talking about the Capitol Grill.
I know, but you could still, that's not like, you could still wear jeans to Capitol Grill.
We've gone on dress-up dinners before. My favorite spots in the whole city. Taverna out in San Marcos. A great spot. Yep. Love that place. That's a little bit of a dress-up dinner there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Three Forks, best steak in town. That's a dress-up dinner.
Okay.
Best salad in town as well.
I don't think she's with you on that Three Forks.
Really?
Nah, she just
Not
said,
into
okay.
it.
I like Three Forks,
All right.
but if I want a filet, I'm going to
Longhorn. I know. You're going to Longhorn. Mm-hmm. You're going to Outback Steakhouse. Because there is no filet without a bloomin' onion, Brian.
Can I put that on a T-shirt?
That's all I'm saying.
I like it.
God, I'm hungry. Stop. So you don't even know where you're taking her?
Well, so I'm a little more interested in this. Where are you going to get that filet?
Capitol Grill.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought for a second maybe you were an affordable date.
No, I would, if I was going out, I wouldn't insist that they take me there. But if like somebody's going to say, let's go get steak, I'm like, that's where I want to go.
Where do you insist people take you on a date?
I don't insist anybody take me anywhere.
Because it is a little bit pretentious of you to start insisting all that stuff at everybody.
I don't insist anybody take me anywhere.
Sounds like you do.
No, I can take myself anywhere I want to go. I don't
so
need
now you don't
anybody.
you don't even need guys to take you.
I can easily pay for my own dinner.
At Capitol Grill.
At anywhere.
That's a flex right there. I did ask her how much she made. She tried to play like she doesn't make no money in radio. But now
I see what you did.
Now she's
you
talking
just
about
pushed.
picking up the 12-ounce filet.
I thought you were being a jerk for a little bit, but you were just pushing to see whether or not those funds were low.
No, Brian, if the bank account fits, you must acquit.
Chestnut checkers.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not mad at you, man.
All right. Well, when you're not bleeding your date dry at a steakhouse, where else do you insist they go?
I like Taco Lou.
Hey.
Taco Lou's a fun place.
Listen to me.
Another Jacksonville spot.
I know. Yum.
My favorite pizza spot in the whole world, including all my favorites up in New York, is down here, Carmine's Pie House.
I've never been there. I've wanted to go there. I have not been there.
What? Recently, Yelp did a survey, voted number 2 best deep dish pizza in the country.
Great.
In the country.
I had a Chicago?
I don't even, there was no Chicago on the list.
Wow.
Wild. I don't even eat the deep dish out there. Shout out to Carmine's for their regular cheese slice. Of course, people who know pizza don't call it a cheese slice. You just call it a slice.
And it's not a knock on them. But when you walk in, you're not expecting the second best in the entire country. To me.
It's just based on the aesthetics you're talking about.
Yeah, when you walk in,
it is a fun homegrown feel, though. They got stuff hanging off the ceiling. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah.
Parking's not great over there.
No, not at all. What were they thinking?
Out in Riverside? Well, Riverside, there's no parking anywhere.
Oh, yeah, but it's like 7 parking spaces, and they're all slanted.
It's tough.
On the road.
It's tough. You got to park down the street
with gravel.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that makes it extra hard to have a couple of cannolis after dinner. Now you got to walk down the block to your car. It's a little bit
ribs
rough.
hurting again? Yeah, I got you.
But they do make some amazing cannolis at that place. Love it. I would take her there, but it's too far away from the movie theater. You got to stay close to the movie theater. That will be my excuse tonight when I take her to Firehouse Subs.
Aw. You could do V-Pizza. V-Pizza's good.
Love V-Pizza. It's not pizza, but I love V-Pizza.
Right. Yeah, it's good.
But it's too far from the movie theater.
Oh.
I'm not going to do it.
Plus, man, you don't want to fall asleep in the movies, so you don't want to go to too nice of a place.
No, you're not
where
going to
you
fall
would have finished the
asleep
whole food.
at an action movie, but you're not wrong. Like, if you're too full before the movie, you're not going to have room for all the treats anyway.
Are you going to get popcorn at the movies, too?
I'm not a popcorn kind of guy.
Really?
Nope.
Really? Oh, I can't see
I'm
a movie
sweets,
without.
not salt.
Hard to say, man.
I might do
can't go to the
nachos if I don't do dinner, but
If I'm going to the movies, I gotta have popcorn. I
Say it
can't.
again.
Yep, gotta have popcorn.
I thought I was the only one still going to the movies, if I'm being honest.
Haven't been in a while, but I like going to the movies. And when I go to the movies, I'm like, why don't I go to the movies more? This
Sounds
is fun.
like you need to go to the movies.
Probably do.
Sounds like you need to put it on the calendar.
Yep. Need to get off the couch.
Capitol Grill, followed by a movie.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll date myself.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. We're done for the week. Thank you to Michelle Thibodeau, Queen of the Newsroom, coming out here and dismantling me in Survey Says.
So fun.
Also losing the Travis Kelce quiz.
Because it was rigged.
Still lost pretty bad.
Because you cheated, right?
I mean, whatever you want to call it. Record books will still reflect that you lost. And thank you, Brian, for a great reek of wadio. And thank you to Trent Baalke for that. Never going to get over it. An amazing week of audio out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Aaron Schachter Show returns on Monday with a special guest producer. We'll see you then.
Why settle for plain old vinyl? When the Fibrix window from Renewal by Andersen is twice as tough. It's also Energy Star's 2023 most energy efficient window. Right now, save $300 on every window and save $825 on all patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Restrictions apply. Minimum purchase of 3 units required for discount. Renewal by Andersen, a better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Ladies and gentlemen, experience the thrill of the Kentucky Derby at Best Bet. Saturday, May 4th, witness the most exciting 2 minutes in sports and dive into the action with live wagering. This could be your lucky day. Mark your calendars and join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine on May 4th for the ultimate Kentucky Derby experience. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Winter is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
At Mr. Sparky, our skilled electricians can help fix any electrical problem. From breaker boxes to home surge protectors, we'll get your life back to normal faster. Call Mr. Sparky today and get a free service call with any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Each location is an independently owned and operated franchise of Mr. Sparky, each licensed respectively in their state or county.
Skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain. You can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move when you're ready with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. One of our clients, Tyra, said, Mark Spain Real Estate was incredibly informative. Thanks to them, we closed in less than a month. With their guidance, the transaction was more seamless than we could ever have hoped for. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills.